Today is story time again with Yoder Toder from the Amish storybook. Half of it's written in German, the other half is written in English. As you can see, there's the German side and there's the English side. For this story here, we will do the English side. That way you guys can understand me. This story is Marriage in Amish Bishop's Blacksmith Shop. To have taken place around the turn of the century in Holmes County, Ohio. A widower named Byler from Geauga County, Ohio, had been published to a Holmes County miller girl in her late 30s. As is often the case with the marriage of older people, the ceremony was to be performed at the end of a regular Sunday worship service. Now, this is the New Order Amish. We didn't practice that. All our weddings were taking place on Thursdays. Without festivities or special meal, as the service was coming to an end and the presiding bishop, Claudovit Miller, was about to ask the couple to come forward for marriage. He was informed that the Miller girl had slipped out during the service and had not returned. Without further ado, the service was dismissed. Some days later, the disappointed Mr. Byler, who was staying with his sister's family a half-mile north of Bunker Hill, the recent Dan J. Miller farm, became deeply depressed over the situation and realized it was time he spoke to someone about it. Walking across the fields to the Bishop Miller's place, the recent Eli Raber farm, he found him at work in his blacksmith shop and began to pour out his troubles to him. At about the same time, the Miller girl, by now also deeply distressed at her actions, had came to Mrs. Miller's for help. Mrs. Miller suggested they go out to the blacksmith shop to seek counsel of her husband. To their surprise, Byler and the Miller girl met each other for the first time since Sunday morning. Miss Miller expressed her deep regret for what she had done and explained that her action was not due to any dislike or distrust of Byler, but that during the service she had suddenly been struck with the overwhelming realization of leaving her home of over 30 years. Unable to cope with the thought, she had walked out. Bishop Miller then explained to her the ancient martial law of leave and cleave, marital law of leave and cleave, Mark 10:7, and reminded her of the biblical account of Rebekah leaving her home for Isaac. Upon this, she was comforted and gathered the courage to express her willingness to go with her commitment. After some further counsel with the couple, the bishop suggested that since they had been duly published and he had already preached their wedding sermon, he could see no reason why they could not be married right there if they both desired at the blacksmith shop. And so it was, with Mrs. Miller as witness to the occasion, that the Miller girl became Mrs. Byler in Bishop David Miller's blacksmith shop. There's another story from the Amish storybook that my twin brother Levi Yoder gave to me. Has a lot of Amish experiences, Amish stories. Majority of them, he said, are true. So I guess this actually happened. I know in my community, you only got married. The weddings only took place on a Thursday, and there's thousands sometimes that come to these weddings. But according to this, it was done Sunday after service, and it was planned, and she got cold feet and backed out later to get married right there at the bishop's blacksmith shop. Thank you for listening, and next time we'll share another one.